Hey y'all, hey, and welcome to another episode of Theories and Thoughts podcast with your hostess Arnya T.M.
Fancy.
All right, so how you feeling?
I'm ready for this rain, and we're under thunderstorm warnings, and I don't know if tornado warnings or something. We was under a tornado warning the other day, but this weather is. I'm ready for it to go.
But yeah, I seen that on Good Morning America was actually talking about it. Whenever Good Morning America actually call out areas, I'd be like, yeah, that means that they got some stuff going on.
Yeah.
I did my eyeshadow. Like I looked at, okay, so how I started doing makeup was I look at something and try to mimic it. I think I did okay this time.
Yeah, I think it looks good.
It's just like,
well, and that's my, take as a newbie trying to better understand makeup. So,
yeah. Well, let's get into it. So we have two stories that's been in the news. I just wanted us to kind of give our opinions and our thoughts towards them. Second Lieutenant Karan Nazaro. I could be saying that absolutely wrong. He's a black and Latino second lieutenant in the Army in Virginia. So what had happened was he was at looks like it was a gas station, and they were trying to get him out of the car, and he was asking them. He was very calm, and he was asking them why did he need to get out of the car, and he didn't do anything wrong, and I agree. And he even told them, "I'm scared to get out the car."
Yeah,
he said, "I'm scared to get out the car." So one of the policemen have been relieved of his duties for excessive force. It looked like his vein was about to come. If it's the one I'm thinking, it looked like his vein was about to pop up out his neck. It was just, and he was like, "So this how you do me?" And it was valid questions. He was like, "This is what you do me. I fight for this country." And it kind of made me go back to when the soldiers were over there in Vietnam and fighting for the country and all these other wars. And then they came back and some of them got lynched for just wearing the Army uniform and or whatever when they got back over here. So they fought for your rights and they still,
Yeah. And not to mention, that's just even with the treatment and so on of the, of the, what do you call them? Of those who served, basically. Yeah. Like just from the housing, the stuff with the VA. Yeah, there's still a lot that goes along with them. But in this particular incident, it was sad to watch. And when he said that about you're about to ride the lightning, like that just like really struck a nerve because it was unnecessary, especially like you said. I think his Nazario was being very, he wasn't doing anything disrespectful. He asked questions. He wasn't acting sporadic or anything, just reasons for them to. And then also they were saying that he got pulled over because his he didn't have the proper license plate, but he said that the license plate was even posted from, in the back rearview mirror window. So I'm still trying to understand why they even pulled him over, And then not to mention the fact that he was in uniform. That's the craziest part about it all. He's in uniform. How could you just, I can understand if he was dressed in plain clothes or something. Right. I mean, it wouldn't have made it acceptable, but you could kind of understand it a little better. But the fact that he was in uniform, I was just like, wow.
And it's one of those things that, so I back the blue. There's a meme out. And hey, Sharona, hey, Queen.
I was gonna get to them.
Sorry.
And
hey,
yeah, Quinta, Bettina, and BMFNTZ. I see is also back with us again. Greetings, y'all.
Hey, y'all. I'm just messing up. I didn't get to talk to Lisa. I didn't know if she was sharing, so that's why I was trying to share real quick while we're
yeah, I was sharing while you were talking.
So with that, they had a meme going out and it was saying it was basically saying, do you back the blue or do you black the United States? And racists are always talking about being patriots. And, you know, I was watching Soul of a Nation and Jamel, who was on there. And I think that was the episode that she was on where she said, why do people that back Trump and all that act like everybody else is not patriots just because they're so radical or something like that? And it just was like, wow. Because in this case, he's fighting for the country. He's still actively fighting for the country. And you're still treating him like this. Like, you could have told him what the charges was. So now he's suing him.
Yep.
He's suing them. And, you know, and it's crazy because right now we have the George Floyd case going on, and not the George Floyd case. Sorry, because he's not the one that's on.
Derek Chauvin.
Chauvin is on trial. And it's a realization. Not even a realization. There's a movie on Netflix. It's called Two Distant Strangers. And each day he goes out, he gets killed. And then he wakes up. And then he do it again. He gets killed. And goes up, he wakes up. He gets killed different times, different ways each time. And sorry, spoiler alert. But the fact of it, the basic thing of it is one of those things that no matter how you come, no matter what you do, they're still killing us. And at the end, they show everybody's name and different things. It's not very long.
Yeah.
Is that, and I heard there's a movie called Them. I haven't watched it yet. A lot of people say it's triggering and different things. I haven't watched it yet, but all these things are happening, and we're still like, yeah, everything is cool. You know, who still think that is not racist, that there's nothing racist going on? Who still think that? And it brings us to Dante Wilson. I mean, right. I don't know who last name was Wilson that our guest tonight, her last name Wilson. I was typing it up. So Dante Wright, for those who don't know, he got stopped, and then they realized he had a warrant. Should he have ran? No. But that does not justify you getting killed. I will say, the officer did say taser, taser, taser. So that makes me think, no. Well, to me, in my heart of hearts, she didn't intentionally really reach for her gun, but she reached for her gun. Although it's accidental, she should still be held accountable. Period. And I was looking over some things. Warrants are a weapon. Did he have? No, he didn't have anything.
He had a warrant, not a weapon.
Oh, he had a warrant. Oh, yeah, Dante had a warrant. I don't think the Carson had a warrant.
No, not that I saw anything like that.
Go ahead.
No, you can finish.
So my heart hurts for that situation. He was a young boy, He was a child. And I watched his mom and his dad on Good Morning America this morning. One thing I said, I wonder, you know, if people are going to look at it different because he has a white mother. But I didn't see anybody saying anything about that. So I was happy about that in our community. She heard what was going on. He called his mom. And that's the thing with all of this that's happening. It's like everybody, you know, you call your mom because that's safety. And your mom, you know, takes care of it and they make things happen. And but it was just so much, because she said that he, you know, he was like, well, put him on the phone, you know, like if the officer came back and then a girl was with him.
Yeah, his girlfriend.
Yeah. And it's, yeah, things just escalate when in distress. It does. It really does. But I still think that she needs she needs to be relieved of her duties and she needs to go to jail. Period.
I think if it was a regular citizen, like people, I can't think of the charge. What is it, like manslaughter or something,
Manslaughter. I was looking at it this morning because I wanted to be informed when we came on. I'm thinking more of I know it's not first degree. And I don't even think it's really a second degree. I'm looking at more manslaughter.
Yeah. And I'm like, I used to think like when accidents and stuff like that occurred, and I say accidents, but like someone ends up accidentally killing someone, because it is very well possible. And I'm not saying, that, it was just, I didn't watch a video, I don't even want to see anything like that. I just know the mental state that I've been in. I've been avoiding social media. But what I was going to say is that before, it seems like people could get a manslaughter charge, or actually it just be considered an accident, not even manslaughter. But it seems like manslaughter is being pushed more heavily now. Like there is no such thing as an accident and getting out of this. Like, but I don't know. That's just kind of the legal system, I guess. But I do hate it for him, having a son that's in his 20s, early 20s. These type of situations all the time, it just make you really just appreciate your sons or whatever males there are in your life a lot more. And of course, it makes you worry about them a lot more. I do keep wondering, because even with the woman, I think that was in Tennessee, they got shot. Yeah. Like, what is it? And of course we will probably never know, but what is this thing with going back to the car though? Like,
I don't know.
I just keep wondering, like, what, and either way, it's like tricky. You could go with the police and still possibly end up having something to occur, or you could go willingly and still have something to occur. Like, I don't know. I don't know if it's even, is someone telling people go back to your cars and just drive off? Like, is that, you know what I mean?
I guess because he did go back to his car, and that's tricky because he could have had anything in there and they could have got shot. So thinking of it on that hand, it's kind of like she did scream taser. She shouldn't be. I'm thinking she was screaming taser to let whoever she was training, because she was training.
Oh wow.
So she was letting them know probably what she was going for. I don't think that she should train no more. I think that she should be relieved of her duty, and I think she should go to jail, even though it was an accident. Now, was he wrong? Video I saw was very confused. I'm not sure what caused the issue to escalate with Dante. No, he didn't deserve to die. No one does. Right. And that's the whole thing. I agree. I totally am concerned about our Black men, young men, and boys. This is true.
Yeah.
My whole thing is, I just truly believe that if it was a white person, he wouldn't have got shot or tasered. I don't know. Maybe that's just, I'm just somewhere else, but that's how I feel. I just don't feel like they would have got tasered, or
because the situation would have been handled differently.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. He probably would have never got stopped.
True.
I just read on my Facebook, one of my classmates from high school, she posted that her and a friend was driving. She was a car ahead of them, and the guy was behind her. And the police said he stopped him. He didn't stop her. He stopped him because he was following too close to her. Then in the end, when I read it all, it said that the policeman said, "Now tell her stop speeding." So why you stopped them?
So both of them were stopped? How did she even know?
She was just okay. So she pulled over when she seen the police stopped him.
Oh.
And he immediately put it on speakerphone, because that's just what you do. You immediately start recording. You immediately start, call somebody something. a lot of times.
But they were together. I mean, not together, but they knew each other. Two different cars, but both knew each other. And okay, got you. I didn't even know that the police would stop you for following someone too closely. In that case, look, well, I'm with somebody who be getting stopped all the time.
All the time, because I drive fast. And I do get stopped. And I would say, you know, when I was younger, as I've given my my example, you know, when I was in college with the white girl and they asked her, was she okay? But my other times I've gotten stopped, I haven't had a problem with the police, but my parents did have a problem with the police where they was traveling from here and going back to New Orleans, and they searched their whole car.
Wow.
They searched their whole car. My whole thing is, you damn if you do, you damn if you don't. The girl in Tennessee, we just knew
yeah.
She Lisa said that the following too close. But he says,
well, Lisa, oh wait, it's a lot going through, because I also see Quinta said, I have been stopped before from following too close on a road trip. Then Lisa said it happened to me following too close and received a ticket. Dang, is everybody from Texas here? You have to nowadays record, go live, call someone or something. It's so sad though, and it's so true, Bettina. I know I would be calling mama.
I'm sorry, Quinta. I didn't see that. I didn't see your post. Sorry, I didn't see hers when she said she got stopped.
Oh, because that was all coming through back to back.
Oh, okay, but yeah, I don't know why he ran back to the car. They could have felt like he was gonna shoot. I just feel like, you know, or something, but I still feel like if it was a white guy, he still wouldn't have got tasered, he still wouldn't have got shot.
Yeah.
And then, oh, Lisa said it happened in Pasadena, California.
Okay.
But in Biden said that there's no justification for rioting and looting.
Wow, he said that?
He said that.
In Minnesota, again, like, what would you expect? These people are already riled up.
That's what I'm about to say. And that's the whole thing. And like I always tell people, I agree with people, but I don't agree with nobody 100% of the time. I don't even agree with my damn self 100% of the time. Because I'm bad. Sometimes it's an eternal battle. You know, I want to do one thing, then I know better. I don't agree with you, Biden. And I made a post about it this morning. I just feel like there is justification. When you keep seeing your same people, sometimes it's almost like, I don't give a damn what they did. You shot them. You know?
Right? It's getting to that point because it's becoming so common. You know, it's like it's every few months. And it's already too much unrest going on. And I mean, the fact that the whole case is Derek Chauvin's trial is taking place, and then for them to have that to happen in the middle of that, like,
right.
Whew, that's a storm right there or something. Sounds like it, but.
Well, to go to something a little bit lighter, before our guest arrives. So a guy proposed to his girlfriend. I know, what a transition. A guy proposes to his girlfriend with 5 rings. What do you think about that?
I thought it was sweet, but and I've only heard of it still. I have yet to find the video, but Dylan told me that someone posted that's giving serial killer vibes. I'm like, you can't do nothing with the youth nowadays without them coming back with something being wrong with it. But what did you think?
I'm too indecisive. Don't give me them options. I'm old school. I'm old school to the fact. And then I don't wear jewelry. I like my earrings, you know. Shout out to Sanita Designs. I do like my earrings. Whenever I wear my earrings, I'm starting to get into earrings. At almost 40, I'm starting to wear earrings and stuff. And I think I do it because it's more, it looks better on camera.
Mm-hmm.
But the aesthetics of it all. But I first of all, don't give me that many options. Lauren says too much to me. Oh, but
Tina said 5 rings.
Yes, 5 rings. First of all, don't give me too many options. Number two, you know what I like. I'm not that picky of a girl to be like, and I hate when people like, nah, I don't. If he give me this ring and it's not like this, I don't want it. I hate when people do that and say that, like, that annoys me. But to each his own. I'm just not that girl.
I think once you mentioned being indecisive, now you know I'm indecisive. You talking about you. I could see you being like, I'm just gonna go with this one. You possibly would grab the first or second one to go ahead on and get it out the way. But I would have to, like, I would be really stuck right there. But it's kind of funny because someone I know just recently got engaged, and her fiance, before he asked, like, they actually went out ring shopping and so on. I guess I don't know if no people normally do that all the time or what. But then he, went with the ring that she chose or whatever. And so I was just like, but he ordered it or whatever, and it came to the house, and she was the one that had to get it, but he didn't open it. So she was saying, he opened up the box and how it was for him, him going and so on. But I don't know. Engagements are nice.
Well, shout out to LaQuinta because she just got engaged.
Oh, congratulations. And I see Lauren said, I'm picky about certain rings. Okay, so she might.
I don't know.
She might win this.
You give me one from Walmart. I'm not picky. I'm not choosy. I hope I don't lose it.
Well, I'm about to bring our guest in, but while I'm bringing her in, I will say with my my ex-husband just bought me a regular wedding band, and it was just kind of, I remember people being like, "Oh, we can't wait to see this rock," and then it was just this ugly band. But okay. Look at Nicole's face.
Yes, Nicole, yes, you heard her. And LaQuinta said that she'd have liked options. Hey, Nicole.
How y'all doing?
Erykah Badu vibes, honey. Yes.
My reading glasses.
Oh.
Reading glasses, child. You get older, you gotta start, gotta add a little something to it,
Yeah, a little flair to it. I got something to eat.
Just a little bit.
So your shirt say break up with your girlfriend? Girl, I'm not doing this with you today.
Well, when I bought this shirt, that was my mission at that time. That's why I bought the shirt. And it worked, but I bought the shirt for myself.
I love it. So let me say this real quick, and then I'm gonna have you introduce yourself. So my best friend has a son that's autistic, Arnya. And I introduced her to Libra, friend to the show, Libra. And Libra gave me your information. Yeah. And I found out that this month was National Autism Month. And I don't feel like we talk about it enough in this community. And when I mentioned it to Fancy was like, yes, because we don't talk about it enough. And being, I have a degree in education, and my certification was special education, and I would see kids. I used to be a professional nanny, and I would see kids. And I had a conversation with a mother once, and she was like, yeah, I want to get him tested, but his dad don't want to get him tested because he don't want something wrong with his son. So I really appreciate you coming on to talk about everything that you're doing. This is Nicole of Autism Moms Are Beautiful, honey. I say that right?
That's right.
I absolutely love it. Why don't you tell our audience about you? I just wanted to give a background on how I found you, because I was like, Arnya, what's that lady that you talked to about autism? And thank you so much, because she said you helped her out and you introduced her to some resources that she can do. Because one day she was just having she was just like, her son is, he's about to age up. He's about to be 18 in the next year. And she just was like, I don't want nothing to happen to my baby. What happens? What if something happens to me and my husband? I was like, girl, I'm going to be here. But, she still wants to make sure have things in place for him. So thank you so much for coming on, and thank you so much for helping my best friend. Now tell us all about you.
Okay. Well, I am Nicole Wilson. I go by the beautiful Nicole on different sites, Facebook and Instagram. So I am a mother of a child with autism. She is 12 years old. Same thing, father was like, what you mean? But the one thing I will say is that he saw something different with her before I did. He came to me about it, and I was like, somebody, she's just young, go to her, So that's kind of how I did him. And so with that being said, I have a master's degree in leadership. I'm one class left from finishing my master's in communications. If I can get around to taking the class, but I think I'm gonna do it in the fall.
You sound like fancy.
We ain't fancy here, so it's like I'm gonna get around to taking this little one stanky class now. So let me see. I created Autism Moms Are Beautiful based off the fact of once I had the child with autism, I was already working with children that had special needs or unique needs or disabilities, whatever term people would like to use for it.
Right.
But it's different when you have your own. You can work with people every day and you're 8 to 5 and then you go home. But when you actually have one and you've never had a baby before, the steps of the progress of a child, I really didn't have the knowledge of, So from that, it was really a depressing time because it was more like, this child's just different. What this thing is just different. What is she doing? Why is she screaming all the time? And I had to put my robe down, and she had, in order for her to go to sleep at my parents' house, she had to have a robe up under her. Just all kind of stuff that was different. She started pushing food away. She smelled everything. And I actually traveled. I had a show in New York. It was my last performance at SOBs. My mom called me. She's like, look, this child is different. Okay? I don't know what you need to do, but, this is not the same as all my other grandkids I keep, So that's kind of what sparked me paying attention. And what I always tell people is when you go to that doctor's office and they ask you those 80,000 questions and all of them are no, then that's when they send somebody to your house and they send someone to your house to evaluate, and they come up with all these titles, and autism was one of the ones that they came up with. But because she was so young, they kind of have to think about all these different things.
Asperger's and all that.
Yeah, so autism was the one that, well, first of all, they were going to say, I forgot the term. I don't believe it was mentally retarded because I know we don't use that term no more. I had to, when I was listening to her, I was like, what are you saying? So I had to kind of step back, and I kind of told her, I'm not interested in things like bipolar and all that. She's still 3. So yes, she has behaviors. Yes, her mood is all over the place, but anything other than a mood disorder or behavior disorder, I'm not interested in any other words other than that, because I know that she can get therapy and grow out of some things. Not grow completely out of it. She can just know how to
maintain.
Yeah, with that. So that's pretty much how it got started. Because I felt like I know I'm not the only mom going through this. So when I came up with it, I just decided to put together a group on Facebook, and I got some money together and started giving away free gifts. That was really how it all started. It had nothing to do with a magazine. It had nothing to do with, at the time, it was a foundation. It had nothing to do with any of those things. It was just, I know it's moms in here that I know I be wanting gifts. I ain't getting no gifts. So let me contact some moms, hey, y'all want to get some gifts? So that's what it was. And my first giveaway was a mom in Canada. That's when I first learned that you can't send lotion and perfume outside the country. I didn't know.
I ain't know that either.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't know. So I had to go get a gift card. It was crazy. So that's pretty much how it started from that way. And then the magazine came about basically because there was a mom named Anna that had breast cancer and 2 on the spectrum. And then another friend of mine, son passed away. Ashley's son passed away at his father's house. He drowned because the father wasn't paying attention to him. So I decided maybe I should share both of these stories. And that's how the magazine came about, was from those 2 stories.
So how long have you had the group?
The group has been in existence since 2017 on Facebook. It's a private group on Facebook. It's not a lot of members. It's probably about maybe 2,000 members. I don't really promote it because I like the intimacy of it.
Right.
So, people are like, why don't you? No, they'll find it. If they want to join, they'll find it. That's pretty much how it works. I just feel like you get too many people, you're going to lose the intimacy.
Right.
Extra with all these rules. You got to put like 25,000 rules on there. And like 5,000 that hate you, all that kind of stuff. So it's probably about at 2,100 members right now.
So I got introduced to autism before schooling.
Okay.
I was dating a guy and his nephew was autistic. Mm-hmm. And I just remember he always talked about it a little bit. And then one day I went to go see his mom in the hospital, and his nephew was all over me, honey. And I was in my early 20s. Mm-hmm. He had then climbed up on me, and I was just patient. I was like, let him do whatever he gonna do. Mm-hmm. And then I was a waitress. So that experience got me to the experience to when I was a waitress, I would have autism kids come in, and a parent be like, well, he's autistic. And I think it's so important not to treat them like something like they're the plague.
Right.
Don't treat them like they're the plague, but, I'll be like, okay, don't see anybody near them if we can try not to, too much noise and different things. So with that, so I'm saying all that to say, with that, 3 years old, you're dealing with this. What are some of the things that you had to go through, like out in public? Because I know, because people just don't understand. They just be looking, and it annoys me. I see a child with a disability, and I just be like, all right,
right,
and keep it pushing. But what are some of the things that let me go here first. What are some things that you noticed about your child that was different? And then I'll come back with my next question.
You said it was breaking up. You said what I saw that was unique about her and something else.
Yes, what was unique about her?
Well,
that you saw.
That I saw. Well, when Zenai was born, her name is Zenai, Zeni, and it's pronounced Zenai. It's my grandmother's name spelled backwards. I love my grandmother. She's no longer here, but I could not name her Inez. I just we spell it backwards, so it's Zenai. So the first thing that I noticed with her was when Zenai was born, she started walking at about 6.5 months. So that was fine. She was signing. She was eating. She went from a regular bottle to a sippy cup. Then all of a sudden she went backwards. It's just like we woke up one morning and it was like, no more sippy cup. Let's go back to a bottle. We started smelling things. We're not signing anymore. We're not doing any of those things. So then I actually had lead poisoning. So I don't know if Zenai was actually born with autism, or if she was born with it, it was not as severe, meaning went up a level where she is now. So I started noticing she just pushed stuff away, smelled stuff. She would go look at the television. And when she would look at the television, I'm thinking she's looking at TV. She's not looking at TV. She's very captivated by the little symbols in the corner, like the Nickelodeon symbol in the corner. Then you may have Centric TV. She would gaze into just the symbols, no eye contact. Her thing was we just did flips all the time. I mean, it was like a little acrobat, just flipping and rolling everywhere. It didn't matter where we went, she was rolling somewhere. So when you go to the store, like you mentioned, oh yeah, we didn't go to the store. Like my first experience with her at the store, I was like, I ain't going back to the store with this thing, child. So, but I had to also realize that I have to call somebody to watch her. Can you watch her when I go to the store? So finally I just said, let me just go to the nearest drugstore. And I asked them, can I just train her here every Saturday? Can I just bring her here every Saturday? So when she has a meltdown, she knows that we're not leaving. That was how all of that came about. So then I was able to go to the store as long as she was comfortable sitting inside the basket. That was it. Like if she had to do any walking, that there was no way I was going to be able to keep up with her. So that's what we got. We got her to sit inside the basket. And then after a while, she started seeing other kids. And she was, okay, the part of the basket where you put your legs through, she sits there. Mm-hmm. She started seeing other kids in the other part of the basket. She was like, I'm going to sit over here. So then that's when she went over there. But then after a while, she gets too big for that. So we had to go through another training where, of course, the school district helped with some training with that. And then after when she got to be about 7, she started walking next to the basket. But also, too, she also went to a school for autism. So she's still in there now, which is for behavior. So that has a lot to do with why a lot of her behaviors diminish.
That's awesome. I love how you said, and that can possibly help somebody. Mm-hmm. You trained her. You went to the drugstore and you said, can I train her this? Shout out to that drugstore. Yeah. And that was awesome thinking on your part, because I would have never thought to, okay, let's go here to try to get her into a situation, to understanding what's happening and what we're doing. Fancy, did you have a question?
I wanted to kind of I wanted to share some of the comments. As people, I don't know, you might even know some of these because these are some different names. So Veronica Pryor, hey Miss Veronica, she was saying beautiful names, and then there is Esmeralda B. Castro, out in public as a little boy screaming at the top of his lungs, and he was the runner, his feet touched the ground. But she also said she wanted to know, walking on her her tiptoes. Did Zanai walk on her tiptoes? She was saying our son walked on tiptoes and also smelled everything.
Yes, Zanai walked on her tippy toes. Not often, but she did walk on her tippy toes.
She tippy toes. Yeah. And I know that a lot of autism kids, it's touch. It's textures and touch and loudness. Did she have a problem with that, like going out in public with people coming around her? I'm sure she didn't want nobody to touch her. A lot of them, I know, don't like nobody to don't touch me.
She wasn't like that. There was no coming around her. There was none of that. But the sensory part of her was when she was little, when I would sit on the couch, everything had to be pressure with her. So if she would get behind me and she want me to rear all the way back on the couch, and she would sit like that for hours and hours. If I'm in the bed, she would literally want to be under me, under the bed. You know, the blanket had to be a lot of blankets. To this day, she still covers herself completely under the blanket. Sometimes I have to go in there and go, let me lift this up, you know, but, you know, that's just what she likes. So if you notice, there's some children that need weight blankets. That's to have to do with the sensory processing, everything with that. But Zanai was one of those. She was one of those. She would sit behind me. I could be watching TV and you couldn't even see her. She'd be right behind me, and all you see is the little hands, you know, like this or like this. You know, and then she was like, when it came to me, Zanai wants to hug and kiss me all day. And it's still like that now, you know, still like that. And the difference now as than before, as I tell people, just work with your child at their pace. That's what I did. So right now, Zanai wants to kiss and hug. She's reading now. She can write, not as clear. She can type in certain things on the YouTube channel that she wants to look at. But these are things that I never thought. I had a person in the nail shop tell me when Zanai was 3 and I had just got the diagnosis, oh, you just need to give her prayer. She won't be able to do anything. I don't even know this lady. She sat right across from me at the nail shop and said that. And she said, oh, I'm a special ed teacher, so I know. That's what she said to me. And my response was going to be, no, it's because you don't want to work. But that I didn't say that to myself because I'm already frustrated. So I was like, you finna get hit because I'm tired right now, you know. So.
Well, I see. Also, Lisa asked if she said you met Joshua.
Her grandson. No, I don't think that he's autistic.
Oh, okay.
I think that he's just full. And as Esmeralda also said, going out to stores, eating out, I cried and became fearful of going out until one day I decided it was enough. I was not going to be afraid of going out with my child. And I agree. I mean, because it's so much that's unknown and so much of the stigma. It's a stigma. And you get upset. Like you said, someone said that you're not going to be able to do it, and you're going to want to fight. Don't play with my baby. Don't play with this. You know, and whenever I go to Arnitra's house, her son, like if you just around him, you would never know. He speaks a little slow sometimes, like he stutter, but you'll just think he's stuttering. You wouldn't think that he is autistic, and he has a cousin that is also. So being on the scale. So like you said, so once you got the first diagnosis, did you have to get diagnosed again to make sure that you got the right diagnosis, that she wasn't nowhere else on the scale?
No, because actually what I did was I just accepted it as autism. I actually have not even done a test to find out where on the spectrum she is. I don't really care at this point because at this point it's kind of now to the point that this is Autism Awareness Month, but a lot of times you're hearing Autism Acceptance Month, because at this point it's like it's just autism at this point. So it wasn't hard for me to accept it. I feel like if you're having a hard time accepting it, meaning I don't want my child to be autistic, not for everybody. Now we're talking about some people. I don't want my child to be autistic. So if I could find out if my child is way up here to make me feel better, does it make sense? But a lot of times that's your feelings, not their feelings. Right. So it's like what people have to understand is what I always tell them, that a lot of times we as autism moms, I'm not going to say dads because I'm not a dad, but as autism moms, I do feel like a lot of us are the reason for why some of them have not got to do certain things. Like what as Esmeralda said, I just finally said enough is enough. But just think if we would have said enough is enough at 3, Like I didn't say enough is enough at 3. So a lot of times we have to realize that a lot of our children sometimes are held back because we're more in fear as the parent, because we don't want to be embarrassed or we don't understand. Instead of just saying, you know what, I'm just going to see what she's going to do. You know what I mean? Let me just see what she's going to do. And now when I go to the store, sometimes she'll do so, oh, autistic, keep walking. It's okay. Oh, just autism, just keep walking. Like, you know, that's it. Because she talks to herself. She's loud. So at this point, you know, somebody turn around, autism. You know, like at this point, it's like move, because I'm trying to get my groceries. You know?
I love it. I love your spirit.
You know, I'm not gonna. And there was a time, you know, I've had people pull the camera out to film when I was in the training, and my hand flops. So I will slap you and your phone. Move. Don't film me because you don't know me. All you see is a child, you know, having a meltdown, not a tantrum. So what you want to do is you want to put me on the internet, and if you're gonna put me on the internet, you're gonna put me on the internet doing this to you. You're not gonna put me on the internet trying to work with my child on stop having a meltdown. You know, it's like we're not gonna do that. You know, so that's
what we're not gonna do.
Yeah, after a while, you just have to get to the point where you just don't care. Because when you don't care, you start to see so much progress. And it's so much progress that she has made. She opens up a bag of chips. Before, she used to smash the chips like this, and they'll come at the bottom, and she'll eat them. But in my mind, I'm like, oh, that's good. No, girl, that's not good because you can't be eating out the floor. That's not going to work. So I have to go, no, that's how we open the chip. You want these chips? Let's open them. But guess what? She opens those chips. The way she opens them, and she don't splatter. But that's because I had to say, okay, she did that. No, this is what you like. Let's work together. Let's get this. And a lot of things that she's done, it took me time. She didn't start eating on her own to about 2 years. I mean, after the age of 3, I think she was about 5 and a half, is when she started eating on her own. I was told, oh, the writing should never write because the statistics shows that all kids write uppercase letters first. Well, so now it was a rare case. Lowercase was understanding for her, not uppercase. So she was writing in 30 days based off of someone just taking the time to say, let me try. And gave her lowercase letters, and she just ran with it. Now she can do uppercase, but uppercase she wasn't understanding that first. All the lines, she just wasn't understanding it, you know. So yeah, it's just you really have to get to the point where you have to look at people and be, you know,
I love you.
What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? I told you that she liked books, and I told you to put them books up when we got here. So you put them books up when we got here. That has nothing to do with me. You chose to leave those books out.
She liked books.
She loves books and magazines. She loves books and magazines. And I tell people before I get there, if you have a certain type of magazine that is just so dear to your heart from 15, 20 years ago, I want to put that sucker up. I said, because when she gets looking and she zooms into what she likes, you know, I could train her. I mean, and when I say train, we're not talking about animal. Let's make sure we say that. We're saying we're teaching. And I'm teaching her, hey, you can't take that. Now, there are times that I do that because I don't want her to think everywhere that she goes, she's going to get the magazine.
Right.
Sometimes I said, no. And they'll see me, oh, no, it's okay. I said, no, it's not okay. You don't tell me. I'm trying to do something here. You know, I don't need you interfering with what I'm trying to do. So then I said, no, you cannot have that magazine. And if you do a good job and we can leave up out here, we'll go to the bookstore. I'll get your book. It's little things that I had to do to get her to understand it's okay to be told no when it comes to your magazine. You know?
Right. Yeah. So, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, because it's not something I really talk about as much, but for the longest, we thought that one of my nephews was on the autism spectrum, and he did go to like a different school for a little while, but actually he's going to be graduating this year. And it's like, initially we really thought he may have had autism, and I still really don't know, but now he does exceptionally well in school, you know, like straight A's, just everything, you know, he's graduating with honors. It's just kind of weird. I mean, I don't know, maybe you all have heard of such things.
There's a lot of autistics that I guess the word I'm going to use is, you have a lot of individuals with autism that may not be like Sanai. They have some different things about them. That's why I'm guessing this is why it's called a spectrum.
Right.
Because,
right.
You know, it's kind of like that. So you like there was a case of a young man who I know that's brilliant, IQ is high, smart as all get out, but hygiene. being kicked out of apartments because I don't understand hygiene. You see what I'm saying? Now that doesn't mean that he's autistic and nasty. That's not what it means. It just means that it's some things that just doesn't flow the way everyone else wants him to flow it.
Right.
Versus saying, what if we just say he has a problem with hygiene, so why don't we figure out how he understands not to do that? A lot of times people go to school for things and they learn things and they feel like this is the only way you can teach somebody this, and
right.
That's not true. So it's not true. So when I was dealing with this young man, I said to him that I don't really know what goes involved with that, because like I said, I don't have autism. So a lot of times I try not to, when I'm talking to someone that's autistic, I try not to do that. I ask more questions than I do demands, because that's like I'm telling them what it's like to be autistic, and I don't know what it's like to be autistic. I don't know what it's like to be that smart as for that autistic person and what they went through. Right. You know, these are things that I don't know, but I feel like if people could just understand that the one way of teaching something is just not it.
Right.
It's not it. You have to think. It's just even with children who don't have autism, you have to
be creative.
They just learn differently, and I feel like that's one of the problems that I see. Is that because sometimes you even have other moms. Well, my child could do this, honey, and my child could do that. Well, good for you. You know, mine can't. Okay. You know, so why are you trying to make me feel bad? You know, instead of saying, you know, this is what worked for me. Maybe you should try this.
Right.
And I go home and try it. But a mother raising a child with autism will go crazy if they listen to everybody, because this worked for her, this worked for him, this worked for her. Oh, honey, I got 3 cousins and this worked. Good for your 3 cousins. I said, but mine over here, you know, it's kind of like what I've seen is food. A lot of times people want to use food to get them to do something, or candy. Well, Zanai doesn't like candy. She don't like cookies. She don't like cupcakes. She don't like sweets. So there was none of that happening, honey. All we wanted was Lay's potato chips, and some spaghetti, and some green beans. That was it. There was nothing else. So she liked books, though. But the good news is that when the teacher figured out that she liked books, she used that as her method of getting her to do something versus food. You have some people who are autistic that hated the fact that they had to be going through therapy with food. You know, that's why some people always ask them. You'll be amazed at the stories that they tell you when they get older. They're like, what is this? This is bull crap, you know, whatever, you know. But the good news is that the person that you're talking about, if they're content with where they are, if they don't feel like something is missing, because you have a lot of older autistics that I've talked to that felt like I couldn't figure out what was different about me. And then they're 35 and now they're diagnosed with autism because nobody wanted to give them the label, versus asking them, hey, you know, this is what I think is going on with you. How do you feel about this? What do you think?
Right.
Would you like to go and be evaluated by someone? So you have a lot of the ones that I have spoken to that have said, you know, why didn't you just tell me that's what the school wanted to label me? Why didn't you tell me that? Well, I didn't want that on you. Well, that's not you, that's me. So it's things like that if you talk to the person, they just say, yeah, you know, I'm good. I leave it alone.
They're missing out on resources and stuff. I know that I'm dyslexic, and I didn't really put a name to it until I was an adult, because I just knew I hated to read, and I read slower than most people, and I stumble over the words. But I was smart. Like, I went to one of the top schools in New Orleans, but at the same time, here I am in class and I'm reading and people making fun of me. And I could have had those resources, but my parents probably didn't even know.
Right.
So I wanted to ask you, in terms of working, so you have this special needs kid that needs all this help. You can't take her to a normal or run-of-the-mill daycare. What do you do? Because you have to work in order to pay for the resources. And I know the government gives some resources. So, okay, you tell me. You talk to me. Tell us about it.
Well, you got to put down the glasses, you know. Well, what I will say is that a support system is very important. And a lot of people do not have that. And I'm saying that because I actually have a support system. So when everything started happening, the in-home daycare that my child was going to just says she can just stay here. She can just stay here. So she don't keep kids after 3 or after 4. So Zanai still goes there to this day, and she's 12. I took her out because I put her in a daycare, regular daycare. The lady over the daycare, she went to school with me, and she said her degree was in special ed. Long story short, they didn't feed my child the whole day. She had a couple of scratch marks on her, and that's when reality set in for me. When she was 3, that's when reality set in for me. That just because this lady went to school for whatever, she wasn't even there that day. She knew she was coming. So that right there is where it set in to me that I don't need to care if you have a degree or not, but I need to know if you have some sense. That's what I need. I don't care. That's it. Do you have some sense? Because I'd rather deal with somebody with some sense with no degree than to deal with somebody that wants to tell me all her long list. Oh, honey, I went to school for this, honey. I got this, I got that.
Right.
Okay, so do you have some sense? So from that point, the actual in-home daycare, Miss Bobby is what I call her. She said she can just bring her back. Brought her back the next days, and I was stone sick from that one day at that daycare. She threw up all day, dirty. You know what I mean? Just filthy. And that has never happened with Zanai. Even now, it has not happened. If it has happened, that's probably because she was at school or something. But, things like that happen, But it's very hard. And I always tell people that my parents made the choice to retire to assist me because of the incident that happened to her at school. And we had some problems with that. So at this point, no one trusts nobody. That includes my parents don't trust anybody. So to this day, that's who takes her back and forth to school. It's my parents. And to this day, Zanai has not rode a yellow bus because my father is like, why should you ride the yellow bus? If I'm still alive and I'm still breathing, I can take us to what you're trying to say. I can't do it. No, nobody's saying that, but eventually she got to learn how to ride the bus. But she still to this day has not, because my parents just do not trust anybody after all the little things that she's been through. And so the one thing that I will say to you is many people do not have a support system, which a lot of moms don't get breaks. A lot of moms have had to quit their jobs because the school calls you all the time for a job that they're supposed to be trained to do. And then they'll call you and say, can you come get her because she's jumping on the table? Oh, is this really a bad thing that she's jumping on the table? Like, okay, remove the table, put it in a chair somewhere else. So
I agree. I so agree with you.
It's little stuff like that I feel that because it doesn't mean that a lot of school districts don't have the right people. I feel like it has to do with the sense and the compassion. Some people just need a job and they don't have the compassion. They don't have the love. They just need a job. And then, your children are going through all kind of stuff. So I say that when you see a mom out or you see someone, she looks like she's tired, she probably is tired. If she gets no sleep, the child's father probably has left, or if they're not married, she's doing everything by herself. It could just be a long list of things, and the depression sets in. I'm tired, I'm frustrated. We going out with hair bonnets on and stuff, and we just trying to get to it. I had to tell people, put the hair bonnet off, take the hair bonnet off, let me get you a hat, something. But it's things like that, because I did it, and I had to just get to a point where I'm like, I can't do this. I just, I feel like everybody's cute in their own way. And I was always doing my thing. I always wore crazy things and crazy clothes. And I was like, I just can't stop doing this because I'm going through something. So let me just get out of it. Let me just figure out how to get out of it. So I started just teaming with other moms who have been where I've been. And they're like, girl, I got to get out this funk. And we just all got out the funk together.
So I love it.
Yeah. That's really nice. It's really sweet. And it's just, we always talk about support systems. And even I know with talking with Libra, she talked about, the same thing, the importance of a support system. So I know that that's like really something that's imperative, I guess you said, that you all really need.
It's very important because there's even articles of mothers who have harmed their children or mothers who have killed their children. And of course, when you're an autism mom, you are definitely not condoning what she's done or supporting her in that. But a lot of people can sit back and go, man, did she have a support system? Did she have friends? Did she have anybody to give her a break? This is what we say. That doesn't mean we're saying, hey, she did that. No, she's wrong for it. Point blank, period. But no one else is going to ask that question unless they understand that struggle with that, that and sometimes you're like, man, I wish that mother lived here. Maybe I could have called her. Maybe I could have hung out with her. Maybe just somebody calling to say hi. I've had moms to send me emails and calls all the time, and I have to just say, are you suicidal? Because I'm not a doctor. I can't. You have to do those, say those things. But that's the reason why I created the group. I just post funny stuff. My group is really not for the children. If you want to post and share a picture of you and your child, that's great. My group is for making you laugh, and I'm going to post something, and I'm going to tell you right now, you can't be offensive because it may be somebody up in there, may have a little piece off of clothes. I don't know, but it makes people laugh. That's the goal. That was the goal, and that's the goal now. If you go in a group now, you're going to find some silly item posted because I don't know what has happened with a mom throughout the day at all. Even autism dads are in there, And they're like, man, you are funny. Like, no, I'm serious. I laugh. Everybody don't have access to a little bit of wine, a little Jack Daniels, a little bit of something. I got access to that. I do. So, but everybody has their own way of getting out of feeling a certain way.
All right. True. I absolutely love it. I love your spirit. I love everything about it. And I'm thankful again because she was like, thank you so much. I only knew to contact Libra. I love Libra, our children's story.
No, I was on the phone with her probably last week. Libra, like there's a group text that we're on because we're doing some business. And she said I said, girl, this is the wrong text. We don't need this man knowing how we talk for real. Girl, get off this text. And we both just cracked up, and she was like, "Ooh, wrong text." I was like, "Girl," he talking about it's okay. I was like, "We don't need to be knowing how we be coming, how we be doing what we do."
I can imagine.
Yeah, and when I met her, because she honored me at one of her events, so when I met her, I was like, "She is just crazy." Like,
listen, I was telling Fancy before this call. I talked to Libra earlier. She got on me. Talking about, now look, sis, you want to do this? You gonna level up? What we doing? Like,
and then it's this. Okay, girl. Let me tell y'all. You know what? I ain't got time for this. You know how she do.
I love her.
She was like, there's an awesome woman that does, and she spoke so highly of you. And I was just like, okay, well, we got the information and everything.
Because we're definitely going to interview her for the magazine because I love how her journey is just something that I feel like if anyone says that they cannot do it, I said, oh, girl, let me show you somebody who did it. That's what I always say when someone tells me that. They go, well, how did she do it? Oh, girl, you have to ask her because I don't know. I said, that's her journey. But for real, like her journey is really a story that to me, she probably could write like a book. Like,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like this thick, So I'm definitely going to share her journey in our magazine.
Tell us about the magazine.
Oh, the magazine. Okay. So right now the magazine has beautiful Jackie Kyle Scott on the cover. She's over the group called Jackie Fun Finds. It has about over 50,000 members in it. And she's just really goofy. And I thought I was goofy, but I think Jackie has me beat by a lot. So she is our current cover model right now. It's a beautiful, beautiful lady. So with the magazine, I also allow autism moms to market their businesses for a very, very, very low rate. And we market it in 3-month increments for them and get it out. And we'll take a little portion of our funds. And if they have an item, we'll just buy it and do a giveaway in the group.
Oh, that's cool.
Like that. Yeah, we just pretty much take it right out of the money that they gave, just so we can make sure the support is there. So we also share articles involving confessions. And confessions is when I get the emails and the calls of how they really feel about things. They just don't want their name displayed. So I'll put the confession in without sharing their name because I'm sure there's another mom that may feel the same way. And then we have our favorite one where people say stuff to us that we want to just cuss them out because they be thinking that they make sense when they say stuff. And that, oh, girl, it couldn't be me. What you mean? So you had a child. What you going to do? Throw it away? These are things that we want to say. That's things we want to say, but we don't say that. We just go, oh. And we go home and be like, let me tell y'all what this heifer said at the store. And we get in our little text message groups and be like, and I should have just slapped her, but I ain't slapped her. These are things that we want to do So that's what that part is for, to say, man, if I were to see her, I'd just slap her. But then I put the names at the bottom because I don't want nobody to know exactly who said what. So that's kind of a little fun thing that we do, because it has helped autism moms and mothers raising children with special needs, anyone, to know that, wow, I be want to say that too. And I be like, one day we just gonna say it. We just gonna say it. We just don't want to say it because we don't want to get no fight, no trouble. But that section is called Let It Out, Moms. Just
I love it. I love the concept that the different sections. That sounds so cool. Like, you really have taken something, and I know oftentimes people, when you have a niche, it can be kind of hard to just get creative and constantly keep the content flowing. But it seems like you have ample content to be able to use. So I think that's really great.
And we also share stories too of dads. It may not be in every article, but we share. I've even had different celebs on there that have children with autism. We've had Miss Selena Johnson. We've had Mimi on there. I'm sure. Are y'all in Atlanta?
Not now.
No. Okay. So Mimi, beautiful. She's over Grind Pretty, and she has her own lipstick line. She has her own. She's a makeup artist, and she does a lot of makeup for a lot of celebrities. She has her own magazine called Grind Pretty, and I met her. So yeah, she's.
Well, I don't know her personally, but I know of Grind Pretty, and it is a beautiful magazine.
You're saying Bride and Pretty?
Grind and Pretty. Yeah, she has a festival this Saturday that's online. It's a 2-day sponsored by Toyota. So she's having that festival this Saturday. So she is one of the moms that I put on there. Then we also have Miss Christina Mendez. She's a fashion model in New York. So she's been on there. We've interviewed Don Miguel Ruiz Jr., who is also one of the great inspirational writers. We've interviewed, Temple Grandin, of course, Dr. Temple Grandin, who has autism. We've interviewed her. We've interviewed Tina Lifford from Queen Sugar. She gave contributed an article and shared some things with us. Anthony, oh my goodness, slip my tongue, but Anthony is a retired football player. He's an inspirational person as well. It's just, we've had different people. It's not just people who have children with autism. It's just people who love to inspire and motivate and encourage. We've had Greg Swindle, who's a former baseball player for the Astros. We've had so many. He's an autism dad, so he interviewed for the magazine. Marcus Boyd is actual autistic and has a child with autism. We also have Shanna, who has she's autistic and has twins with autism. We've interviewed her. She was a cover model. So we share a lot of different things because we want to make sure that we reach everyone. I try to keep my summer issues as actual autistics with children with autism. I try to keep that as the summer issue. So right now we're looking to get the cover model for that one. And we share different things about individuals who are autistic, and they can share their feelings and their story and journey.
Well, you've given us so much, and it has been such a joy to have you on the podcast today. Is there anything that we did not cover that you wanted to cover? Make sure we covered?
Well, I'm going to start something that I have not done, so we're going to see how this goes, but it's called Speak Your Piece. And in the group, I'm going to be conjoining with 2 other moms every Wednesday, starting the last Wednesday of April. And we're going to just speak our piece, pretty much, and just see how this can go, because I get calls about different things, and I say to them, well, what did you say? Well, I didn't say anything. You say nothing, you telling me everything. You held me up for 30 minutes. You ain't telling them, how you felt, So this is going to be about them just speaking it. Just, if we could just speak it. Well, ain't nobody going to beat you up. Ain't nobody going to spank you, just speak it. And whoever don't like it, you just take them off your friend list. Erase them off, let's be about, So that's going to be every Wednesday starting at the end of April.
And that is in Autism Moms Are Beautiful on Facebook.
With Nicole Wilson. That's the private.
With Nicole Wilson. Also, make sure you spell our name right. Nichol.
Someone said that to you?
Huh?
Did someone say that to you?
No, I'm saying to spell your name because we have audio as well. So I was
okay, no, I'm only saying that because everyone always laughs at me because I'd be like, do you know they forgot the H in my name? I always do these little skits about my name. So I was like, did somebody say something to you? Did something happen? I was like, I see right there. I was like, don't do it.
Well, for our audio people. And just to be sure, because it's spelled different. Because I just put NICOLE.
Yeah, so that's what. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Cause I always do these skits, and like it's not that, it's this, and I'll be like, oh, she said, oh, without the age, you know. But I make jokes about it because people are like, hey, say your name. I'm like, I know, you know. So you just kind of let it float off. But I think someone says something. I'm always posting jokes about
no,
it.
girl, I was just saying it because our audio listeners, because this goes on Spotify and other things, and Google Play, all that stuff. Gotcha. So we have AMAB Magazine as well on Facebook, The Beautiful Nicole. We have IG, The Beautiful Nicole, spell the _beautiful _Nicole, NICHOLE. And I'm waiting for the screw to go back around. It is on my outline, huh?
I can see it.
Yeah, it is.
Autism _moms _r _beautiful to catch Nicole. Nicole, Esmeralda has one question real quick.
Thank you.
She says, does Nicole Magazine have a siblings of special needs kids section or self-advocates? We have the youngest autism self-advocate, our son Alan, in the RGV.
Actually, we actually do not have one for siblings, but definitely if she just wants to message me on the Beautiful Nicole on Facebook, if she has an idea of something and she has an article that she would like to share, that could be the first one that we do.
Okay, Esmeralda, so get connected with Nicole. Nicole, thank you so much again for bringing this to our attention. I didn't think it was going to be a down segment, because sometimes, you know, when you talk about it, some people get sad. They don't want to discuss it. But thank you so much for being open with us and just being honest and rolling with it. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yes, thank you.
It was great meeting you guys.
All right, bye.
Bye.
That was like super, super good.
Yeah, it was. I love her energy.
Me too. And I love how she just, you know, like she said, her daughter goes to a special school now. You know, there's special schools around here. There's special, because I did my observation at a special disability school that's in Arlington. And then they have another school for special needs kids in the Dallas area. So it's really, you know, it's about being an advocate for your kid and not just saying, oh, nothing to change with that.
Right. That's very true. But that was very informative. So tonight, making certain that I did have my theories and thoughts TAT Tumblr. Get it up in my face. And I have the link scrolling there, but you all can purchase the Tumblr at swagher.net and then go to the shop page and you'll see the theories and thoughts tumblers. They are $35. We do appreciate your support. And Anya, what you got?
I will be the a keynote speaker, not the, because it's different segments. For next month, the Queen's Roundtable Quarterly Symposium. I'm really excited about that. I think I told her I'm gonna talk about confidence. I also have a virtual pop-up shop on Facebook that will be rolling in the next week. So if you're a vendor and you would like to be a part of the pop-up shop, email me at Arnya@LadiCEO.com. As always, you can find me on my Linktree /Ladi_CEO. You'll find out all my information about me, any link, anything that I'm doing, tickets, anything is there. We also have Theories and Thoughts Deep Dive Talk Show. So last week we got a call saying that they wanted us to do a commercial. So that's why we pushed back the debut of Theories and Thoughts Deep Dive Talk Show. But it is still coming on. We will let you guys know when it will make its debut. But that was such an honor. So thank you, Exposure Network. Thank you, What's Your Superpower channel for that opportunity. I couldn't think of it.
Oh, look, I don't know, because my mind was I have to look. I'm like, okay, wait, does she need help here? Okay, so I was trying to think of what I have going on this month, and for the most part, we have several projects going on. So we're working to get our current issue out, which will feature Nicole Walters of USA. She's the boss. Last week I interviewed Deborah Ayurende of Amazon Prime's Them, the show that you referred to earlier. So you all can check out that interview on the website. Also, the some of Nicole's interview is up on our website as well. So I'm almost done with the moving of the website. So for now, you all can visit us at swagheronline.com. But soon we'll be swagher.net again. I'm praying if everything goes through correctly. This has been very stressful dealing with all of this. But other than that, we also have a travel book that we're working on. So we have several projects in the pipeline that we are just trying to finalize that should be out before the end of the month. So yeah, that's what I'm working on. You can find everything. You can still visit the swagher.net website if you need to, especially like if you're trying to contact us, because I'm not certain if the other links are going to be working just yet. And then I'm Fancy Swagger on all platforms, including Instagram. And then the SwagHer Magazine is SwagHer Magazine on all platforms if you like to follow us on Instagram. And you're already here on Facebook. Also, guys, tonight we streamed on YouTube too. So if I don't know if that makes a difference, but if you have a minute, can you please go subscribe to our YouTube channel? And that's SwagHer Magazine. Same way it's spelled on here. Well, it's actually SwagHer Mag. Go with SwagHer Magazine. You'll find us there. So I think that's everything. That's it.
Thank y'all for joining us. Esmeralda, thank you for being such a great talker in the comments tonight.
Thank you. Everybody was. Lauren, Janelle, too, and some other people. We had a lot of comments tonight. Thank all of you all.
Thank you all. Sorry. Where's my manners? Have a great night.
Bye.